I have a question, and that question is, what happened to the Epstein files? Just a few weeks ago, everyone was talking about the release of the Epstein files. They were talking about the names on the list. They were talking about the fact that there was a huge cover-up being orchestrated in the Trump administration about releasing those. We saw for months Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi, everyone coming out and talking about this and acting like there's going to be this big release. Then they all changed and they came out and started saying that there was nothing to see there, that there was no Epstein files. Donald Trump, his own self, came out and said that it was a fake Democrat hoax. And if you didn't believe what he said, he didn't want your support. Everyone's forgotten about all that. That was all the time, every day, anytime that you watch news and alternative media and a lot of time in the mainstream media, people talking about that. Now, crickets. We don't hear anything about that whatsoever at all. We're not hearing anything about these massive AI data centers being put in. We're not hearing about the economic reset that's coming, that's going to crash the economy, it's going to try to eliminate the government debt, but it's going to do that through nefarious means, and the American people and the economy are the ones that's going to hurt the most. They're going to get robbed, is what it boils down to. That's coming also.
Russia has blown the whistle on a U.S. devaluation scheme.
America is trying to change the rules in the gold and cryptocurrency markets. Remember how much debt they have, $35 trillion.
Dropping a global bombshell this week, accusing the U.S. of plotting to erase its $37 trillion debt burden by taking said debt, shoving it into crypto, devaluing it, and then resetting the system with a gold revaluation. A series of moves that wouldn't just impact those using cryptocurrency, but would impact the entire dollar system, meaning your savings, your retirement, your paycheck. But the scariest part is that the plan is already in motion.
No one's talking about any of that. No one's talking about things that are really important to all of us right now and in the future. Everyone's talking about, the assassination or whatever happened with Charlie Kirk right now. And it's constant. I've heard Charlie Kirk, different narratives, so many times from everyone, different thoughts, different theories, different this, different that. And it's got everyone's mind off of the Epstein files. It's got everyone's mind off of the AI, the beast systems being put in, because everyone's looking over here. But all those things, they're still happening. They're still putting in that AI beast system with all the data centers. They're still putting in. They're still working on the economic reset. That's going to leave all of us completely broke, in my opinion. Everything is happening. The Epstein files, the lists are still out there. All the pedophiles on the list are still out there. No one's been arrested. No one's talking about it. And if you talk about it, then you're a conspiracy theorist, because it doesn't exist. It's a Democrat hoax now. After those same people, I can't talk today for some reason, after those same people in the Trump administration saying that there was something to it, we got to release these. Then when they get the power to release it all, it gets shut down. And people start talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And now, after the Charlie Kirk incident, we're not hearing anything else about it. We're not hearing about Israel. We're not hearing about what's happening in Gaza. We're not hearing a lot about the war between NATO and Russia. I did hear last night that Donald Trump is saying now, after saying before he got elected, he's going to end the war in one day, 24 hours will be ended. Now, he's came out and said, pretty much, we're going all in, NATO's going all in, we're going to take back all the territory, we're going to even take back some Russian territory that's inside of Russia, because we can do this with Ukraine. So complete flip-flop. But no one's saying anything. No one's talking about it, because they want us distracted. And, I'm not saying that Charlie Kirk wasn't assassinated. I don't know. There's lots of things about that doesn't make any sense to me. And the way things happen, the story they're telling, it doesn't really add up. So I don't know what happened. I have no idea what actually happened. And I don't have, I have theories and things, but no concrete evidence. But I do know that some things that we've been told are off, just doesn't seem right. And I think a lot of that's on purpose because they want us to keep looking at this, keep digging at this, keep thinking about this, while they're doing these other things over here. These things are really going to affect us greatly here in the United States, in the world. While they put in and cement their power through this AI beast system that they're putting in. It's distractions. They want to keep us distracted. They want to keep us distracted with news cycles constantly. They want to keep us distracted with sports. And people just don't see it. It doesn't matter how obvious it is, people just don't see it. The comments that were left in my previous video about prices at Walmart, you can read those comments. Just about every comment, they're still focusing on red and blue, the left-right political paradigm, not realizing that they're all controlled by the same people, in my opinion. You might get mad, you might disagree, and that's fine if you want to disagree. If you don't think I'm correct, that's fine. Put it in the comments below. But just my opinion, they're all controlled by the same people. And looking at the Epstein files, let's go back to that. That kind of proves that the president isn't the head of the food chain when it comes to power and the power structure of the United States, NATO, and actually the world. Because you see how fast the flip-flop happened. You see how they want to shut it all down now and act like that there's nothing to see here. And that can only be two things. You had Trump's base demanding those Epstein files be released, those names, everything be released, declassified and released. And you had an obvious cover-up in the Trump administration. So either one or two things. Either Donald Trump himself is on the list, and is on the list as being an active pedophile with underage girls, or someone higher than him put their foot down and said, you shut this down now. Because if it wasn't one of those, it would be released. He would release it all. But there's people, above him, people in government, the deep state, and there's people, organizations like the Bilderberg Group, for example. Those are the 120, I think it is, top people in the world that meet there every year. Peter Thiel is right now at the head of that. He's on the steering committee, which is the top people of that. And we know if you trace it back, he made J.D. Vance, and he's for all this AI. Elon Musk is for all this AI, all these brain chips. You have Donald Trump come out the first full day in office with Larry Ellison, and some of these other tech people came out and talked about putting in $500 billion in data centers. They need the data centers before they can turn on the beast system, against all of us. And all these distractions are keeping our minds off what's actually important and what they're actually doing. Look over here, or look over here, while they're on the other side, putting on the change, putting on the chains. C-H-A-I-N, change. Sounds like I'm saying change, like pocket change, but no, chains, like handcuffs on your feet, ball and chain. Anyway, I know some people will always say something about, I'll say one word a little bit different than someone in New Jersey would say it. And you have the people in the comments, blah, 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 in the comments all the time about something. So anyway, just the way it goes. Even a lot of this YouTube can be a distraction, but they want us distracted. In my opinion, you might disagree. You might totally disagree. And you might think, my view of politics is completely off. And it might be. Give me the reason in the comments below why you think that, and proof, if you can provide that, why I'm wrong. But it should be obvious by now that no matter who's elected, we keep doing the same things, essentially. They try to change, a few different policies to keep, one side, yay, like abortion or something like that. To keep their side occupied, yay, we got to support our team red or team blue over here. But you look at all the main policies, war, spending, control of the people, getting more power for the government, continues on. Spending for the military industrial complex, big pharma, If you look at all of it, all the key things, they keep pushing through, no matter what political party is in office. Red or blue, they both make a fool out of you, in my opinion. Thomas Massey seems to be okay, but who knows? He might be a plant also. He might be put in there to make people think, they have someone on their side. He seems legit. He lives off grid in Kentucky. He seems like one of the best ones in there, but who knows at this point? You have to get the attitude that you cannot trust any of these people. You can't trust any of them because they've not proven themselves trustworthy over the years, over the decades. And voting, people have voted and voted and voted. And what have we got? More debt, more war, more power for the federal government, less power for us, less everything for us, more for them. And it doesn't matter which side goes in office. I knew that Donald Trump was going to be elected months before it actually happened because I saw who was supporting Donald Trump. We had the tech oligarchs supporting Donald Trump. We had the Israeli lobby supporting Donald Trump fully. So I knew right there who was going to be president. And it wouldn't, in my opinion, you might disagree. Like I said, you might disagree. But in my opinion, it wouldn't have mattered if everybody in the United States voted for Harris or Biden or whoever. It wouldn't have mattered. Donald Trump would have still been put in the office. That's just the way that it works. They would have made the votes, counted the votes the way they wanted them to. They made it close. Yay, Donald Trump won. That's what it would have been. And I'm not saying that Harris would have been any better because he was a piece of dog shit too. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what you want, what you think. It doesn't matter about your vote. You can vote all you want to, and still yet, at the end of the day, they put who they want in the position. Because that's the person that's going to bring in their agenda. They knew retard camel-faced Harris couldn't get the people to follow her. She couldn't get the majority of the people, to follow. So they put Donald Trump in because they knew that Team Red would follow Donald Trump, and they knew he could bring in all the AI beast system. He could do everything that he's doing right now, and they had it all planned out ahead. People just don't see it. Or how obvious it is, they just don't see it. It doesn't matter. Team Red, Team Blue, it's like cheering for your favorite football team, your favorite basketball team or whatever, when it comes to politics. And the comments of that last video I did showed that. Everyone was, well, you voted for this, you voted for this. What you get for voting for Trump, or what you get for voting for Harris, or whatever. All the way down through there. People still locked in to this political fantasy that they're going to fix something by voting. That you actually have, we have a choice. We have a choice in the matter.
Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets, and they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls.
This video may piss a lot of people off, and that's fine. But why would you get pissed off for? Because I'm just talking about my opinion. Your opinion can be different. You're entitled to your opinion. If you want to believe differently, want to think differently, that's fine. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm telling you what I think. And you can let me know what you think in the comments below. That's fine too. No need to be rude about it. Just put your thoughts, your opinions, your proof showing what you're saying is correct in the comments below. My proof is, no matter who gets in office, we keep getting screwed. The same policies keep getting pushed, the main policies. Like I said, we'll have, a few little different things, and they will do this and that to keep their base thinking they got a choice that this person's for you, when all the key things keep being pushed through, no matter who's in office. That's proof enough, in my opinion. And we saw this cover-up with the Epstein files. We saw Donald Trump going from acting like it was something, and Bongino, Cash Patel, Pam Bondi, she went from having thousands of videos to it being nothing. There not being any Epstein files. It's being a hoax. Trump, like I said, came out. It's a Democrat hoax. Nothing to it. We're still talking about this. Let's talk about something else. We have so much winning. Let's talk about all the winning we've had. Let's not talk about this Epstein files anymore. And if you want to keep talking about this and want to keep demanding the release of this, I don't need your support. Piss on you. That's what he said. And people were pissed. MAGA was splitting up pretty much. Some are going the wrong way. And then this other thing happens, and I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but I'm saying that they used it. They definitely used it, and they're using it now to bring the base back together, to get the support back behind, the president. They have to have that support to the president while they're putting in all these systems. And it wouldn't matter, red or blue, still works the same way. People can't see it. They just can't see it. I don't think they want to see it. I don't think a lot of people want to believe it, want to face the facts. Because if they do, then they have to admit that they had no choice. They have to admit that the fantasy that they've believed and thought all their life about politics, about politicians, about Democrats, about Republicans, about this, that, something else, they have to admit that it wasn't correct. They have to admit that what they thought wasn't right. And they have to look at the world, in a different way. They have to look at the politicians in a different way. They have to look at the government in a different way. And they don't want to do that because their thoughts, their beliefs, it's comfortable. It's comfortable to them. So they don't want to be taken out of that. Anyway, just think in the comments below. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. And if you don't agree, give the video a thumbs up because this is my free speech, what I have left of it, to ask questions and to give you all my opinion. This is simply my opinion. And you're entitled to agree or you're entitled to disagree. It's up to you. Now leave a comment below. Let me know why you agree or why you disagree. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully.